Yeah, as always, the first half is, you can make adjustments now pretty quickly on the sideline with the tablets, but halftime is really where a lot of adjustments get made. We gotta get out there and play clean and get a feel for what we got, and then I always say to the guys, at halftime, we're either tied, winning or losing, and then we have to come out and play well in the second half. So, yeah, how quick we can identify that. I think what you're getting at is you gotta have contingency plans in place for what you may see. Just because they've shown in the past doesn't mean that that's what they're necessarily going to do. So we have to be ready for everything, and they're a great coaching staff, so they definitely will have their wrinkles.
Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Two-parter here. Do you remember the first game of your career that you called plays? And then on top of that, when you were doing that for the first time, how much of an influence were like guys like Chip Kelly and guys that you had been around on where you were as a play caller then versus how you kind of tried to develop your own style of how you wanted to run an offense?
I don't actually remember the first game that I called. I remember the first year, I was at Temple, and you learn every time you come out of the game, you learn more and more about that. But one thing that I feel strongly about is that the more organized you are, the easier it is to call. And when I mean organized, the staff's organized, the practice is organized, the game plan's organized, how we're calling plays is organized. So everybody knows exactly what's going to be done ahead of time. I think one of the things that probably gets lost is the fact you don't just go out there and just randomly call plays. All of these situations have been thought out very, very well. And now, the way that we're playing football, where you get about 10 possessions a game, situations are a higher percentage of the game. So it allows you to be more specific and more efficient in play calling.